One Zambia, one nation. The headlines. Construction of $10.4 million oxygen plant launched. ZRA to open more border points in northern province. Plus, Lusangazi district receives 4 million kwacha for social protection. With the news, I'm Kafala Salamba and my sign language interpreter is Imelda Mlea. The details. Government has launched the construction of 6 oxygen medical plants to be built in 6 provinces at a cost of $10.4 million United States dollars with support from the Global Fund. Speaking at Kasama General Hospital during the groundbreaking ceremony of the 6 oxygen plants today, Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo says the plants will be constructed in Lusaka, Central, Eastern, Muchinga, Luapula, and northern provinces.
The outbreak of COVID-19 exposed the vulnerabilities and lack of oxygen in health facilities in Zambia, which led to loss of lives. To ensure sufficient supply of oxygen in health facilities, government, with support from the Global Fund, is set to construct 6 medical oxygen production plants in 6 provinces at a cost of over $10.4 million United States dollars. Minister of Health Sylvia Masebo officiated at a groundbreaking ceremony for the oxygen plants held at Kasama General Hospital in Kasama.
The construction of these 6 oxygen plants in the 6 hospitals throughout Zambia has been procured with support from our partners, the Global Fund, at a total cost of US dollars 10,482,381.
And United Nations Office for Project Services representative George Kamau said the oxygen plants will serve as a lifeline for ensuring sufficient supply of oxygen.
Today's groundbreaking symbolizes our commitment as a nation to enhance sustainable medical oxygen delivery in Zambia.
Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu appealed to the minister to rehabilitate Kasama General Hospital.
You're going to see only one wing was done. The other wing is still at slab level from 1978. I therefore, on behalf of the people of Northern Province, call upon your ministry to rehabilitate Kasama General Hospital.
We are currently, as a province, seeing development of 10 maternity annexes that are under construction. However, the province has expressed that certain projects that are key have stalled.
Paramount Chief Titimkulu of the Bemba speaking people was present at the event.
Kuno umulandu wa patala no umulandu wa bo is a very, very critical issue, Honorable Minister. Iya kweba tiamwa pingi kuti mutu afuisheko sana sana.
Helen Bwalya reporting for Zanis in Kasama, Northern Province.
Civil Service Commission Chairperson Cholubeani has toured Chifubu Level 1 Hospital, which was commissioned by President Hakainde Hichilema last month. The hospital has been constructed at a cost of 27 million United States dollars. Here are the details.
The Civil Service Commission Chairperson and a team of commissioners have toured Chifubu Level 1 Hospital to appreciate how these newly transferred health personnel are performing their duties of provision of health services. The commissioners, who were accompanied by Copper Belt senior government officials, were taken on the tour of the facility, which President Hakainde Hichilema officially commissioned last month. The Civil Service Commission Chairperson, Dr. Jore Beyani, has urged the workers to dedicate themselves to duty and serve the patients well.
Has severely demonstrated its commitment to improving the delivery of health services to the people through infrastructure development and the unprecedented increase of health workers in the country. In 2022, government recruited 11,000 health workers countrywide. Then another 3,000 were recruited in 2023. And this administration is determined to absorb into the civil service all the 1,850 cholera center volunteers countrywide, while waiting for another recruitment of 4,000 health workers in 2024. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commission is in the province to, among other things, ensure that the facility is working optimally and was allocated 152 staff.
Chifubu Level 1 Acting Hospital Superintendent thanked the Civil Service Commission for touring the facility.
Given us a lot of insight from the interaction that we've had with you for us to work hard and to save our nation diligently. All in all, I say thank you for this wonderful visit that you've paid unto us. Thank you.
The operation of this newly constructed hospital will help to serve the people of Pamozi and Chifu better. Tovini Ng'ombe, Zanis, Ndola.
Lukanga Water Supply and Sanitation Company Managing Director Yoram Sinyangwe says government has provided 20 million kwacha for the implementation of a water supply system in Makululu Township in Kabwe. Mr. Sinyangwe says the project is expected to benefit over 1,000 households, and Habitat for Humanity Zambia National Director Malambo Mukuta says water sanitation and hygiene remains a pressing challenge in Zambia despite gains made over the years. Details in this report.
Access to safe drinking water and proper sanitation facilities remains a major issue, and Kabwe's Makululu community has not been spared. Stakeholders have continued to forge partnerships to improve the situation.
Of not less than 20 million kwacha to try and cover a further 1,000 homes in terms of water supply in Makululu. And that in itself will also entail that the installation that you're assisting us put across will be more sustainably supported in terms of good water supply, in terms of pressure and also the flow.
Mr. Sinyangwe appreciates efforts from Habitat for Humanity Zambia towards improving sanitation in the area.
Habitat for Humanity has had to put a number of interventions. Apart from just the memorandum of understanding that we're signing going forward, they have helped Lukanga Water put up a number of interventions to try and overcome gaps and challenges, especially in the provision of water, even sanitation services, especially in the compound of Makululu. You may wish to know, colleagues, that the intervention that we were assisted with, coupled with what we are doing now, actually will assist Lukanga Water increase coverage to a tune of not less than 7,000 people.
And Habitat for Humanity Zambia National Director Matawa Makuta says water, sanitation and hygiene remains a pressing challenge in the country.
In addition to wash infrastructure, through this MOU, Habitat for Humanity Zambia, among other deliverables, is set to 1. Support Lukanga Water Supply and Sanitation Company Limited by facilitating linkages to technical expertise and resources opportunities where necessary and feasible. Joint funding mobilization is critical, and I hope as you mobilize that 20 million that Lukanga is earmarked to utilize, you will keep us at the back of your pocket to help you deliver.
Definitely.
Secondly, hand over water kiosk to Lukanga Water Supply and Sanitation Company Limited for operation and maintenance with the selected community water fountains.
Kelvin Tembo for Zanis in Kabwe, Central Province.
In business news, Zambia Revenue Authority Commissioner General Dingani Banda says the authority will open other border posts in Northern Province to decongest the Nakonde border post in Muchinga Province. Mr. Banda has explained that once border crossings such as Zombe in Imbala District are operational, it will reduce congestion at Nakonde border. He said this when he inspected the construction of housing units at Zombe border post in Imbala District of Northern Province. Jafet Munkondia has more in this report.
Smuggling of goods is a dangerous act as it deprives the country of the much-needed revenue which can be used for development. This is why the Zambia Revenue Authority, ZRA, is talking tough about this illicit act. ZRA Commissioner General Dinganibanda, who held a press briefing at Nakonde one-stop border post, announced that the authority will soon start the construction of an ultra enforcement center along the Kasama-Mbara Road to curb the vice.
ZRA has set aside funds in 2024 budget to build an ultra-modern enforcement center. This will be on a similar concept as the Kapirimposhi Enforcement Center, and it will be based along the Kasama-Mbara Road. We believe that these measures will assist to curb smuggling through these key routes where we have the Kapirimposhi right now and then the Kasama Enforcement Center that will come on board.
The ZRA Commissioner General later hosted his Tanzanian counterpart, Alfayo Japan Kidata.
The customs to customs integration, indeed, this is a very important issue. MCG, I'm happy to hear you've done it with Rwanda and Burundi. I believe those are also on Nasuda Award.
Yes.
Yeah. Zambia, we've done it also with Zimbabwe, and we've done it with Botswana and Malawi.
Mr. Kidata expressed happiness with the measures the Zambian government is taking to decongest the Nakonde one-stop border post.
And see, once that Kasesa is operational, it will reduce the congestion of Tunduma. So probably it will complement the efforts which we are struggling here. So for me, I'm supporting that border post. On our side, we have decided to have a timetable to improve.
Reporting for Zanis News, I'm Jafet Munkondia.
Residents of Malambo district have expressed happiness with the ongoing construction of a filling station in Central Business District. Malambo constituency member of parliament, Peter Perry, says the filling station is a positive development to the district. Mr. Perry, who is also Eastern Province Minister, has explained that the coming of the filling station will help create employment opportunities and other investments in the area. Take a look.
For many years, Mfuwe cropping area has been the only place in Malambo district where motorists drive to access fuel, making some people cover a distance of over 50 kilometers. This situation is however set to change as Oasis Oil Zambia Limited is constructing a fueling station at the Malambo Central Business District. This development has delighted many people.
You see, we've been riding on one filling station from the time this district was created, but now Oasis has come on board and is putting up a filling station here in Malambo, where our CBD lies. It is a plus to the district. It will receive a lot of support now. We expect the CBD to have many economic activities happening around. I'm aware that there are complaints from the vendors that have been trading in fuel. Of course, I sympathize with them, but truly we need the filling station here. We have been riding on a monopoly system where we only had the filling station at cropping there in Mfuwe. So when we run out of fuel in Mfuwe, then we have to drive from here to Chipata, sending containers and stuff like that. So it's good that we should have a filling station here. This filling station that is coming to us, of course, it's going to bring some few pieces of employment and some other investment.
Kani ya filling station to us, motorbike operators, nsando kondo ya maningi. Ngatagula leseo fuel ya 200 kwacha kulima vendors. To find that fuel imankala ko less, but ngatenda pa pump paja tagula fuel ya 200 kwacha. Find that fuel imankala na enough fuel.
Program ya filling station is adamvera bueno. Enzo vuti kutoka pano enda kumcropping ngatira fuel, but nishina urendo enda kuchipata.
For fuel vendors, unfortunately, this has been welcomed with mixed emotions as it is seen as a setback to their fuel vending business.
So my concern is that we could challenge money because the fuel wa pamanje shikulibe business is my vendors wapanda tugusa petrol.
Theo Makunda for Zanis in Malambo District, Eastern Province.
Now, government is encouraging irrigation farming as one of the alternative measures to counter the effects of climate change among small-scale farmers, and Naguwo Dam irrigation scheme in Bilili area of Kalomo is one facility that is being fully utilized by over 200 cooperators engaged in cultivating a variety of crops to enhance food security at household level. Kalomo District Commissioner Joshua Sakaduli visited the scheme to appreciate its impact on the local community. Details in this report.
The government is encouraging the use of irrigation systems to boost agriculture production other than only depending on rain-fed agro production. Naguwo Dam irrigation scheme in Bilili ward of Kalomo is such a facility where over 266 cooperators are engaged in cultivating a variety of crops. Kalomo District Commissioner Joshua Sakaduli, in a company of agriculture staff, visited the irrigation scheme to appreciate what the locals are doing on the ground.
When we built this irrigation scheme, the major principles that we're looking at, one was household food security, two was household food income, and also wanted to demonstrate something that was funny on how the communities can sustain the irrigation scheme. So we had to think of the siphon system and the canal. So far, I think we can see that now the community have been able to do that.
Irrigators share the benefits of this farming concept.
Barume bangu mu 2011 kusiga jino jindi ndiponena mu irrigation ngo murumangu ano mazuba ejino jindi potwamba wida ikubereka boberesi muno mu irrigation ngatubejera nabi abamarume
muri chechi chintu chetupanga chemwe katuchitira alo twanda kulya inyama yali veg turakonza anda sambara veg ndaula nswi ndiraula nkugu ndiraula mpongo kuti yali veg andi pazimitabi turakonza kuchita kuti ikulya abasi chikolo balaiya.
The district commissioner is happy with the self-reliance of this farming initiative.
With this water that we have seen here, they are able to grow the winter maize twice in a year. Meaning to say, if we introduce these systems better, there will be no hunger to this area.
Reporting, Martin Masheko and Kalomo, Zanis, Southern Province.
Still in agriculture news, the Ministry of Agriculture has called for an increase in rice production by the use of mechanized equipment in the work of the adverse effects of climate change. Ministry of Agriculture Chief Engineer and Farm Power and Mechanization, Joseph Mpakati, said this during the rice mechanization demonstrations held at Namushekedi Research Center in Mongu District. More in the following report.
Rice is becoming an important crop for Zambia since consumption is rapidly increasing, particularly in urban areas. Market-oriented rice development project, MOREDEP, supported by the Japanese International Cooperation Agency, JICA, has urged farmers to engage in rice production in Namshekend area in Mongu District of Western Province. Joseph Mpakati is the Ministry of Agriculture Chief Engineer under the Farm Power and Mechanization.
I'm so delighted to be part of the technical team from Ministry of Agriculture to be able to showcase to our dear farmers in Western Province, specifically farmers who are involved in growing rice. I know rice is one of the major crops which Zambia is producing, and it is featuring very well on the market, agricultural market. It's one of the crops which we use for consumption, apart from the maize. Rice production in Zambia is not sufficient enough to meet the demand, so we import most of it. In order to curtail the importation, we would like to encourage our dear farmers in Western Province specifically, but even in other areas where there is a possibility of growing rice. And if they need to upscale the production of rice, our ministry is promoting use of mechanization.
Moffat Nkosa, Chief Agricultural Research Officer under the Zambia Research Institute, explains the purpose of the rice mechanization demonstrations.
The purpose of this mechanization demonstration is basically to show our small-scale farmers the potential that mechanization has in terms of them achieving, number one, reduction in the drudgery or the heaviness of farm work, number two, for them to attain timeliness in their operations, and then thirdly, to how they can increase production and productivity using more efficient systems. Mechanization will facilitate increased production and productivity of farmers. And also, if you look at the machinery that is on display today, there is a machinery for land preparation. There is machinery also for value addition. And then when you mechanize your value addition processes, it reduces in terms of the post-harvest.
One of the rice farmers' representative, Eugene Mubuyayeta, had this to say.
I'm here to assure the rice farmers that rice has market, and the belief that most of our farmers have that there is no market for rice, that is not true. The first market for our rice is us, the consumers, who wants to eat. From there, when you look at the nation, we have a deficit of rice. So if we produce more, all the rice that will be produced will be taken. And when you look at the neighboring countries, they are looking for the same rice. So the market for rice is very huge. No one should say, no, I cannot produce just because there's a myth that there is no market. That is a lie. Let's work hard, produce enough so that we make money from our own produce, because the market is very vast and it's very big.
To enhance food security, the government positions rice as an important cash crop and a strategic crop for crop diversification, aiming at diversifying the cropping system that is extremely dependent on maize. Darlington Kabambe reporting in Namshekend area of Mango District in Western Province.
Kawambo District Commissioner Godfrey Chilambwe says government has demonstrated its commitment to supporting the agriculture sector in the country. Mr. Chilambwe was speaking when he toured the avocado and Kawambo sugarcane plantations in the Luena farm block to appreciate the investment. More in this report.
The avocado project in the Luena farm block in Kawambo District is taking shape. Already, 275 hectares of land have been planted, where land preparation for another 275 hectares is underway. Ken Blades is head of avocado project.
The plan is to grow 1,100 hectares of avocado. We're looking to develop that over 4 years, which is a very aggressive development schedule. Our first commercial crop will start in November, December 2025, and then it will grow exponentially year on year to the early 2030s, when we will achieve our peak production of 25,000 metric tons per year, which will make us one of the largest avocado farms in the world.
Another project being implemented in the farm block is Kawamba sugarcane plantation.
The plan is to grow more than 5,000 hectares. At full-fledged, we should be employing more than 2,000 people. And then again, that will all depend on the factors of, are we going to be machine cutting or, using people to cut the cane.
District Commissioner Godfrey Chilambwe, who visited the plantations, assured of government's commitment to farm block development.
We are so grateful to the government that these investments are happening. It's because of what government has put in place and the commitment and support that the current government administration has given to the agriculture sector.
The investment has resulted in job creation for the local people.
I'm benefiting on my own campaign. So it has helped me a lot, and it has even changed it has even changed my life like before.
Lewis Changwe, Zanis, Kawambwa, Luapula Province.
Government has released over 4 million kwacha to Lusangazi district in Eastern Province for social cash transfer beneficiaries for the month of March and April. Lusangazi District Social Welfare Officer Risto Ninjovu has disclosed to Zanis that the district has close to 11,000 beneficiaries. More in this report.
With over 10,000 beneficiaries of the social cash transfer funds, Lusangazi District has commenced the disbursement process for the funds. Beneficiaries of the program have thanked government for the program.
mavutika monga nkhani ya ndalama kuchipatala ni ndalama zimodzi zandithandiza akulya soti kale tuvutika malimidu so paka nikateti apa nkafula nikula mutu nshewere nthandizika nikulya paka ngati navutika nkuya kuchipatala toka 2021 ndiye ndalama zaniyapya ningoyamikira boma chake.
For Belita Zulu, she shares how the program has transformed her life. While the district social welfare officer, Riston Jovo, explains how this exercise is moving so far.
Government has released 4,826,800 kwacha for the payment of the March-April bi-monthly. We have 10,999 beneficiaries benefiting from the social cash transfer coming from the entire Lusangazi district.
Mr. Njovu also reviews how the emergency rapid response exercise, which was concluded on 7th May 2024, was
12,523 households who've been enumerated. So the government intends to provide assistance to these households because of drought which we experienced as a district. The 12,000 whom we identified are not coming from the social cash transfer household. These are separate from the beneficiaries of the social cash transfer.
Helen Chisha reporting for Zanis in Lusangazi District, Eastern Province.
Still in the news, Chitambo Town Council has acquired 2 essential pieces of earth-moving equipment that include a motor grader and a 25-ton tipper truck using the 2023 Constituency Development Fund allocation. The equipment has been bought at a cost of 4.3 million kwacha. More in this report.
Socio-economic development and growth in any country is directly anchored and linked to a good transport infrastructure because a good road network plays a critical role in maximizing the economic growth. This is the reason why Chitambo Town Council has procured this earth-moving equipment using the 2023 Constituency Development Fund. Chitambo Town Council Secretary Mwichem Dala stressed that the procurement of the equipment is a success story to celebrate due to prudent utilization of the Constituency Development Fund.
This is the equipment that we procured as Chitambo Town Council under the 2023 CDF at a total cost of 4.3 million. These are 2 pieces. There's the truck, the tipper truck, and then of course the motor grader. We are ready, we're just waiting for commissioning, and then this is going to improve the road connectivity of the district. As you know, one of the challenges we have is we have got amenities in far-flung areas. But with the coming in of these 2 pieces of equipment, the drive time and the accessibility of these amenities is going to be greatly eased. So we are very excited and happy about the transformative agenda that CDF has done to Chitambo.
And Chitambo Town Council Deputy Director of Works, Paul Mwale, says the roads will help the community to have easy access to important facilities.
Procured the motor grader, and the tipper truck. This is, I think, an effort by the local authority to become more equipped, and we hope to at least improve the road network and undertake road rehabilitation programs so that we can work on our own roads and just improve on the connectivity in the district.
But Chitambo Town Council Secretary Mwichem Dala expressed worry on the delay in commissioning the equipment.
This particular time, the worry has just been on the hydraulics because those are the things we feel if they overstay, other things might also creep in.
Indeed, a good road network is a critical component of economic development as it facilitates the movement of goods and people while improving connectivity. Daniel Billy, Zanis News, in Chitambo District, Central Province.
The Civil Servants and Allied Workers Union of Zambia has expressed concerns over the reported misuse of Constituency Development Fund in some parts of the country. SAWU's General Secretary, Makai, says it is disheartening to hear that government's efforts of bringing development to all parts of the country are being frustrated. Mr. Makai says reports are worrying, considering that the government is decentralizing key functions to the local authorities. He was speaking during the Civil Servants and Allied Workers Union of Zambia, Lusaka Province Conference in Chongwe today. Minister of Finance and National Planning, Stumbeko Msokotwane, recently ordered a sample audit of CDF utilization in local authorities following reports of alleged misuse of CDF at Kalabo District Council.
Zambian workers take cognizance of that milestone that the Union administration has brought to Mother Zambia, that every constituency now is able to access. What we are seeing in the press, that the councils are abusing those funds. We want to support the position taken by the Minister of Finance to institute special audits in all the councils to see the extent of corruption, the extent of non-performance by these councils, and where anybody to be cited in that audit, guest of honor, our demand is they should be brought to book. Because the Constituent Development Fund is about our country. And we cannot continue managing the affairs of this country with that attitude where when the national resources are vested in your custody, you first consider yourself instead of considering Mother Zambia. Colleagues as Zambians, it's heartbreaking to have a government in place which thinks about the Zambians, but us as Zambians, we are very ready to bring them down. The issue of Constituency Development Fund for us who have traveled is a game changer in this country. But the question we ask is, why is it that the structures which were built under UNIP are still strong and standing, but those which are just built through the CDF are collapsing? There's a story to that. So what that means is there's a lot of corruption in the way the CDF is being dispensed. And we quickly call upon government not to relent, to make sure that all the culprits who will be found wanting in the audit should be brought to book. If it is professionals like accountants, can they be deregistered? Because that is retrogressive for our country, and we cannot continue living that mentality.
And finally, in the news, wife to Paramount Chief Mpezeni, Nkosikazi, has encouraged women to speak and act against vices such as child marriages. Nkosikazi said this when she led a group of over 200 women in Kasenengwa district of Eastern Province, drawn from over 100 villages in Mishoro Chiefdom, on community sensitization. More in this report.
Contrary to a common belief that women are only good at tearing each other down, these women of Kasenengwa district, led by Paramount Chief Mpezeni's wife, also referred to as Nkosikazi, met in Mshoro Chiefdom to encourage and learn from each other on issues affecting their daily lives. Mental health, gender-based violence, and matters of spiritual life were the main areas of focus. The president is worried about statistics coming from Eastern Province on child marriages and pregnancies. It is us women perpetuating vices like early marriages. This is why we need to take charge to reverse the situation.
kambiri na kuskulu wena vana kaenda mtapanza vavaseka chifukwa za zina ndi zina basi akawera kung'anda kuti ati uje naise makolo tili mtalo tasu sitingamvo na kumva.
Our children always show signs when dealing with mental health, but we don't pay attention. As parents, we can help these children by looking out for signs like isolation and rebellion.
Because what the enemy wants to do is bring religions in and confuse the people. Jesus Christ died and rose. That is the ultimate price for us.
Nkosikazi encouraged the women to practice what they learned in order to improve their lives and that of their families.
Neningo tokoza kwambiri mwesiya ntchito zanu zambiri kulakawalala lomboyika mwesiya zonse ntchito chemautukira nchamene ichi kuti ndikanyamuleko zabwino ziti zinthandize pa moyo wangu.
I am grateful that you made time to attend this important event. Ensure to apply what you've learned here today. The women are looking forward to more interactions of this nature. Abigail Kashweka reporting in Kasenengwa District.
In the news, here's a reminder of the top stories. Construction of $10.4 million oxygen plant launched. ZRA to open more border points in Northern Province. Plus, Lusangazi District receives 4 million kwacha for social protection. That's all we had for you on the news. Thank you for watching.